Welcome to Seth's truck. Got some tires in the back there. That's not what I'm talking about here today. Anyway, so quite a few of you are probably fans of my music who are probably showing up to this video in the first place because of the title of the video. So the moon is falling. I just finished that. I got it mixed. It's all been approved for Spotify. That is a guy's last album. For now, at least. I am officially retiring from music for the time being. I need to take time to kind of figure out exactly who I am. You can see I've got a lot of other stuff in my life going on. I'm going to be an inventor or engineer or mechanical designer or whatever the hell you want to call it at this point. I'm going to college for something called mechanical design in the trades. I need to be able to focus on my college. You can see back there I got scrap in the back of my truck here. My life has kind of been this weird tension of opposites kind of thing going on. Half of it's been like me wanting to do one thing and me wanting to do another thing, and I know that sounds really weird. Like, from where I come from, which is like trades, we do a lot of like manly shit. I guess you could call it manly shit. It's not super manly or anything. But I come from a town where a lot of people, that's what they do for their life, and it's just a lot of country folk, really, to be honest. So me doing music and pursuing like art and stuff like that is a lot different from what people normally try to pursue as their career around here. And well, one half of me, my dream is to be some cool rock or metal artist, or to be able to play on stage. I've already gotten that opportunity. I have sung on stage. It was just at my school talent show, but hey, you know what? It fulfilled that little goal, dream, or whatever you want to call it. But another part of me, I want to be an engineer, and I want to invent things, and I want to build stuff with my hands. I like doing that. So one half of me is very oriented towards all the music stuff, and the other half wants to build stuff. I don't know, just my thoughts, I'll come back to music eventually, but I suppose it's just a quick update and a little more about kind of who I am, because I don't really share that a lot. And I feel like I just make my music and people see the music and that's who I am, but there's a lot more layers, there's a lot more stuff that influences the kind of music that I make and what I write about and what, just how I do anything, really. My entire life experience up to this point has led to me playing guitar a certain way. I play guitar a lot different from a lot of people, and you can hear it in the music by the way I play. And I think that's something special, and I think that's something that my drums are definitely lacking in, because I just use a machine. I do use a drum set, but it's an electric, and I just quantize it, and it's a machine at the end of the day. So I'll come back to music when I have, first of all, I'm broke. I am broke as shit. This truck that I'm driving here literally is super rusty. It barely fucking runs. Start it right now. You can hear the way it runs rough. She does not run nice. But I need to come back to it when I have a bit more of a clear mind. I just turned 18. I'm starting to get out of the house here. And I need to come back when I am more financially stable. and more mentally ready to do music. And I know me being not mentally ready and having these frustrations is perfect for putting it into song. That's what I've been doing. That's how I've dealt with my problems for the past 4 years, is to put them into fucking music. And I guess I'll talk about my journey there. So, as some of you know, the first music I started really making was on the piano. I learned piano in 7th grade. From there, I picked up guitar because I started getting into metal, and I got into metal from Doom Eternal, actually. I played Doom Eternal back in 2020 when it first came out, and it was so awesome. I loved the music. I was like, you know what, I think I know what this whole metal thing is all about. And I started to listen to thrash metal bands, entry level, kind of like stuff that'll get you into it. And I was like, okay, I like this. I like this a lot. I've recently started to get more into like super extreme genres like deathcore and stuff like that, but that's besides the point. And I wanted to make metal, but I also liked making video games at the time. Like, I wanted to be a game developer. So what I did is I put a metal soundtrack in my game, and I self-produced the whole soundtrack, right? And that was my first experience trying to actually make metal, make it work, and get all the pieces to connect right. And I did not do that. It's so bad. So then, after showing it to my family, my sister constantly kept telling me it was poorly mixed. She literally, someone who knows nothing about music could tell it was poorly mixed. That's how you know it's absolutely abhorrent. And she said, "Why don't you sing?" And I told her I suck at singing. I still suck at singing, to be honest. I'm getting better though. We're working on it. And so I tried to put a lot of effort into work into creating a couple songs. I created the song Fuel into the Fire. I put it on Spotify. It was terrible, not very good. Then I made another song called End of It All. And then that's when I started making my first album in 2021, which was Destruction from Above. Terrible album. It was a cool premise. It was based on the fact that like God was like tyrannical, and 3 mortal souls teamed up to take down the immortal God, and it succeeded in the end. It told the story of 3 characters, and then the world while it was in anguish from this tyrannical God. But I don't even know what I was trying to say in that. I think I just thought the concept was cool. It wasn't some commentary on like the government or anything. At least I don't think it was. This was a time before I was really politically involved with anything, and I'm not going to get political in this. No, that's not what's going to happen here today. But I got into it, and I started making. I lost my train of thought. Hold on. And so after Destruction from Above, I started working on my next album thing, whatever. But this was a while after 2022, and it was like a whole year. In that year, I worked on trying to jam out with my friend Austin, and him and I would just like do whatever. We just hang out and we'd, rock on the guitar. We found a bassist, and we wanted to make a band with each other for the longest amount of time, but we need a 4th member, and we have not been able to find a 4th member who clicks with us really well. So it's just been like permanently on hold forever, I guess. But that's when I came up with the riff for Flesh Machines, was with him. That riff was I was just messing about with putting my fingers on the first fret, and then just strumming. Instead of making a harmonic, it would actually just make a palm mute type sound, which makes sense because they're in the fact that you're the anyway, whatever. It would make a palm mute sound, and I loved that. I loved that a lot better than actually palm muting. I thought it sounded cooler at the time. It does not, but that's what I thought. And so I created the first 2 songs for that album, which was Flesh Machines and Mania. Mania was had that weird sequenced. That was a fun riff. I don't know why I keep sounding out the riffs with my mouth, but sure, why not? I don't even know if any of y'all listen to Cynical Division. Doesn't really matter. I'm talking about it anyway. That was my second album that I ever made. Technically, my first real album I consider to be a decent songs that are decently written, and I had learned a lot after making that album, and it blew up. It blew up on BandLab. That was the only place it blew up on. Never blew up on Spotify or anything like that. It has no place at all. I remastered it now, and remade a couple of the songs because I don't know. I feel like I could do better re-recording a lot of the songs that I've made, and I did. I re-recorded quite a few of them. But after Cynical Division, I made Continental Fire, which was literally supposed to be a single, and then I ended up making a whole album out of it because that song had a really cool riff, something like that. It was all, again, really basic. The only song that I tried experimenting on a lot was Simpler Days, because it wasn't a metal song. It was like light rock, like a really, I don't know. It was this weird arpeggiating thing, and it's a pleasant listen. No, it's not a pleasant listen because of my voice is in it. Anyway, after Continental Fire, I realized that I needed to make something of higher quality because Continental Fire sure had a lot of songs, but I kind of picked quantity over quality with that one. So I started working on Sentry. Sentry got its name because it was originally supposed to be called Twisted Reflection, which is the song that I made. After making Continental Fire, I was really proud of Twisted Reflection. It kind of sounds like Walk, weirdly enough, Walk by Pantera. But I ended up calling it Sentry because that song was supposed to be for a new project I was doing that was called Sentry, and I just didn't make the project Sentry, and I was just like, why don't I call the album Sentry? It's related to Cynical Division. It's like the antithesis of the Cynical Division or something like that. Came up with some random explanation. I'm good at that bullshitting, that's kind of my thing. Anyway, so I made Sentry and experimented a lot on it. I experimented with mixing. I got lyrics on it. It's still probably by far the album I've put the most effort on, but it is not my best sounding album. And it's because this new one is. Also, To Hell and Back is. But then I made To Hell and Back after Sentry, which was supposed to be Sentry Part 2, but I called it To Hell and Back because I was like, that's a cooler name. And then I realized it wasn't very original, and I also realized that the only good song on that album was Barricade. Other than maybe The Sky Is Red. That wasn't The Sky Is Red and The World Keeps Turning. No, wait, what did I call that song? The World Keeps Turning? Why did I keep... I'm sure you guys know what it is. It's got The World Keeps Turning in it. Well, the World Turns. There we go. That's the one. Well, the World Turns and... what else was it? It was... Well, the World Turns and The Sky Is Red were pretty half decent. Basically Dead was... you know what? That album wasn't that bad. But it was before I was actually using a real amp and a real bass amp and stuff like that, so it kind of sucked. So now When the Moon Is Falling. There's a couple songs in there that are pretty okay. Still not super proud of it. And this is why I'm not tired of doing music, because I don't have the resources to make something I'm truly proud of, because I If I was really proud of it, I would have used a real drum kit. I would have used the real everything, but I didn't. In some of the songs, I used an 808 because I wanted more bass in it. I couldn't get more bass out of my bass amp, which is really just a digital amp. So, not even a real amp. The only real amp I was using was a guitar amp. I know they've always kind of been more about the guitar work because I am a guitar player, but it just doesn't meet the standards that I set for myself. And I know you guys will still probably be fans of it. It sounds good. There are probably 2 songs on there that are actually, like, I'm pretty proud of. First one being The Final Frontier. To You in the Future, which is the final song in the album. I put a piano in there. The song Dead Sound I really experimented with. Heavily experimented with that. But yeah. No more music. That was my journey up to this point. The Moon is Falling will be May 14th, 2024. It is pretty much the summary of my high school experience. I hope you guys listen to it. Thanks for watching. I'm not gonna do the normal YouTube bullshit because, whatever. This is me talking to you guys, the fucking 3 people who actually listen to my music. But even if you are just 3 people, thank you. I seriously mean it. Thank you. I wouldn't be doing this if it weren't for your guys' comments at BandLab or wherever else you left your comments, whether it was SoundCloud or wherever else, telling me to keep going, telling me that that was the best song they ever heard. And I mean, that was just for Flesh Machines, but the fact that Cynical Division got so much praise on BandLab, well, it's pretty incredible, because I consider that to be my worst album. So, thank you. Thanks for watching.